I am doing this video because there's not a lot of video out there pertaining to changing the oil on a 2019 Toyota Highlander. This video is for all my Toyota lovers. Camry, Corolla, Highlanders, Cross, what it is, Cross? Yeah, I guess it's Cross. And what else? RAV4. Never, least but not least, the RAV4. A quick tire change on a 2019 Toyota Highlander. First thing first, safety first. You're gonna wanna apply the emergency brake. Press it all the way down. Second, block the wheels. Put something behind the wheels to keep the wheels from rolling back. Now, third, take off the cover, the oil filter cap, and then get ready to raise the vehicle. Okay, what you want to do is jack the vehicle up to a safe distance and go to your oil pan. And I'm using one of these ratchets, size 14, and brake the torque on the oil drain plug. And I have my drain pan ready to go, and unscrew it. Almost missed it. And then let the oil flow. And the oil don't look too bad. I can like almost see through it, but maintenance lights did came on, and definitely want to change it. Okay, and once the oil out of the drain pan fully empty out, then you're gonna put the drain plug back onto the drain pan, and then we're gonna go to the filter. The filter have a two-stage process of removing it. You're gonna remove the part that's in the middle first, just to drain it and to get all that extra oil out that is sitting in the filter out. And then you're gonna put that part back on, and then you're gonna remove the whole filter itself and take the whole filter housing, and then take out the actual dirty filter and put a new filter. I had to break out the breaker bar because this sucker was really on there. So that's the breaker bar hooked up to the tool, and then this is the oil filter housing, and this is the dirty oil filter. They were not joking when they say it get messy once that filter housing come off. So when I was trying with this and the filter removal tool, but that filter was stuck. So I had to hook it up to a breaker bar. And that probably was close to 50 foot-pound of pressure just to break the filter housing open. And I got it out. So they were not joking when they say this thing is messy. It makes a mess. And that's what underneath is looking like. So it's fairly a simple job. As long as you got all the tools, it's a simple job. Nothing serious, nothing special. Just a regular maintenance oil change. Okay, now that I got the housing filter out, this is the filter that goes, if I could get it out. Okay, now that I got the housing, the filter housing out, this is the filter that goes into the 2019 Toyota Highlander. And this filter I'm not used to seeing, because this is the filter that I usually see, and that's what goes into my Toyota Camry. So that's what I thought that was gonna go into the Highlander. But when I did the research, it showed me that this is the filter that goes into the Highlander. So that's something new for me. So I had to order it. When I go order it, I mean, you could go into any discount auto part store and get this. but I had preferred to order mine on Amazon Prime because it was at a cheap price and like a real good filter, better than the one that was already in there. So I'm literally doing this with one hand because I have the camera. So literally all I have to do is first I would have to remove the little rubber band, the rubber ring that's over here, in here, that goes around here. And then in a new packet, and I just have to put the new one in there. Okay, so I have the old one out and the new one on. You just have to match it up with that little dent that's on the oil filter housing. Don't push it all the way down to the end. If you push it all the way down to the end, that's not good. There's a little groove that it fits right there by this little notch, and that's where it's supposed to sit. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of clean oil on it, and then what I'm gonna do is get this filter and push it down, and it should be able to bounce a little bit in here. And then I'm gonna take some clean oil and then put it around on the top. Get some more clean oil. And the oil that I'm using is the Mobile One 0W20. I usually use the Valvoline because the Valvoline is more for the foreign cars and not domestic, but I've never had issues with the Mobile One because Mobile One tends to be for the like GM cars, but it still does what it's supposed to do. So I'm not in particular with what brand of oil, as long as it's clean, the filter saturated with fresh oil. So then what I'm gonna do is put the filter back into the housing, and then I'm gonna fill up the vehicle with fresh new oil. Okay, I have the oil filter in the oil housing, and that's gonna go straight into the little slot for where it's supposed to go. And then I'm gonna hand screw it back on, hand tighten it, and then once I get it on there, then I'm gonna use my tool. This is my setup because this is actually a 3/8 that's connected to the oil filter tool. So I do stuff a little bit complicated, but as long as I'm able to get the job done. So I don't know if I can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna twist this back into place until it's hand tightened. I guess close to 30 foot-pound. Okay. Now I'm done with that. I'm gonna drop the car. I'm still gonna leave my oil pan there just in case I have a leak, because I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with fresh new oil. And so I'm probably gonna be using like 2 cups of this Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer with this Mobile One synthetic. Keeping track to check the oil level. And once you get the oil to the level where it needs to be, don't forget to put your cap back on. Okay, now if life was easy, I would have had this oil change done an hour ago. Come to find out, once I turned the car on to circulate the new oil, I heard a squishing, spilling sound coming from underneath the vehicle. So then I ran underneath, and then I see oil, fresh oil spilling out from underneath the vehicle. So automatically I thought that I didn't tighten up the filter housing tight enough. Come to find out that the oil filter housing has a crack in it. A hole, actually. So I realized that it had like a burnt looking part on it, but then come to find out that it must have had a hole, and then instead of them just replacing the whole oil filter housing, what they did was glued the piece back on. So in the process of me removing this housing right here, which is the one that was on there, there's the hole, you can even see right through it. So instead of just removing and replacing the whole thing, they just glued it. And then I had to find out the hard way. So now I had to go to the auto parts store. And I guess they've been having that problem because I got me an aluminum one. So I shouldn't be having that problem no time soon. So what I'm gonna do is just take out the new filter, put it in, and then go ahead and install this one and see what happens. Okay, underneath the vehicle again, and we're gonna be giving this another try. If I can get to the filter. I'm underneath the vehicle, and I have my filter, the new filter housing. This time this one is aluminum, so I'm gonna have it and install it by hand tight first, if I can get the right angle. Try to get it hand tight first. And then now okay, and now I have to get the tool. See if I can get this right. Hey, comment est là? Yeah, I'm changing l'huile. Yeah. Okay. And I got this in here, snug. And I'm for sure this is flush. This ain't going anywhere. Pretty sure of that. It is not going anywhere. That looks good. Now, time for me to fill it back up with the oil. I am done refilling the oil again. So that previous oil that I had put, I had to drain it out, and definitely I'm gonna reuse it because it was clean oil. So I just had to filter it out a little bit. I just used a coffee filter, and poured it in a clean container. So I had checked the oil level again, and it's right at the top notch. And we're gonna give this a try again. I'm not gonna say cross my fingers because we are professionals here and we know what we're doing. Okay. Okay, no squishy squirting sound. That's a good sign. Give it a check. No leak. That's a good sign. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is drive it around the block a few times so I get that new oil circulated inside the system. And that's how you do an oil change in a 2019 Toyota Highlander. Easy peasy. Other than a crack housing filter, easy peasy. It's pretty simple. Other than the basic oil changing equipment, you're gonna need a funnel. You're gonna need a new oil filter. You're gonna need the oil, the right amount of oil. Now this is optional, but this is something I've been doing for years because I never had any motor problems because I've been doing this. So, I mean, I'm not promoting nobody's company, but if something works, it works. You're gonna need a ratchet with a short extension and then a size 14 to remove the drain plug. And then once you remove the drain plug, you take this off, then you pop this on so you can remove the oil filter housing, which this one was the one that was cracked. Unfortunately, I mean, we purchased the car at, I think, 12,000 miles for it to have a crack, a glued on piece of the housing. I don't know. It's ridiculous. So, but you do have options in tool because I did use a ratchet, but you can also use one of these. So if you don't have one of these to make the job quick, you can always use a regular wrench, size 14 to take out the plug, and then you're still gonna need an attachment to remove the filter. Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, share, and subscribe.